Hello, hello, hello. Welcome and welcome back to My Piece is Priceless. Thank you for joining me today for another video. So today's topic is how many bank accounts should you have? And I'll be sharing with you how many bank accounts I have and how I utilize them. Even though we are a cash envelope stuffing community in this budgeting community, bank accounts are necessary. And that's even for those that like to keep their money in their house, under the mattress, in a book, or wherever you choose to keep it, hopefully in a safe. But they're necessary. Some say a necessary evil. But in any event, you should have your basic accounts. And without holding in suspense, there is no right or wrong answer to how many you should have. It is all subject to how you budget and how you choose to prioritize the categories that you choose, right? So that's the short answer to the question. It's however many you deem appropriate for your lifestyle and your budget. Yeah. So, but what I will say is to best organize and to see where every dollar goes, along with budgeting and doing your tracking for your spending and your savings goals and your debt. Bank accounts, I believe, are a crucial role in that process. So I had showed you this binder when in my 2025 new binder setup, and I told you that I would speak more about this in a later video. So this is the video. Actually, yeah, it'll be in this video and another video as well. But I'm not going to really show you my cards, but I just want to show that because you'll see my phone, I mean, not my phone number, my account numbers, and we don't want to disclose that. But I just want to flip through here and just, you can see, this is where I store my cards. That wasn't the greatest flip through, but I'm trying to, keep my information as private as possible. So the cards that I don't carry on me on a day-to-day basis, I keep them in here. That includes my bank accounts and my credit cards. I do walk with a couple of bank cards and one or two credit cards on a day-to-day basis. And, the rest, like I said, I keep in there and I keep locked away in my safe. But now I'm going to discuss my accounts that I have, and I have 10. I know that may seem like it's a lot, and I didn't acquire them all at the same time, but nevertheless, they continue to grow over the course of the years, and as I changed how I budgeted. Yeah, here they are, and I've broken them down between accounts A and J. I'm not disclosing which banks that I bank with because that's not necessary for the purpose of this video. But I have written down what each account is used for, right? So account A, excuse me, is one of the two direct deposit accounts that I have, and that's my paycheck. I split it amongst two accounts, and that's account A and B. Now, account A has 3 accounts within them. I didn't go inquiring for that when I opened them. That's how this particular bank sets up their accounts. Once you open a checking account, you get 2 savings accounts to go with that checking account. One is called a reserve account, and one is called for savings, and one is called a growth savings account. So And how they spin it is the reserve could be like for your short-term saving, and growth can be more along the lines for your long-term savings. So you know what, let me, sorry for moving the camera. Let me use this to not distract with the other accounts. So this is how I have account A broken up. Oh, and let me just preface by saying that I don't have OCD, but I like to be as organized as I most possibly can. And that's also as it relates to my budgeting. So that's one of the reasons why I have so many accounts. So I break up how I pay for things via the various accounts, and how I spend throughout the various accounts. So with account A, the checking, I pay my credit card payments. So if I use a credit card and now it's time to pay off that credit card, I use this checking account to make those credit card payments. And I also use this for my for my variable spending. So like that's for groceries, household, laundry items, and things like that. The reserve savings account is my temporary holding account, used for when my daughter and or others transfer money to me, whether through Cash App or Zelle or Apple Pay, things like that. The growth savings account I use as a holding account for my annual subscriptions that I have, which as of right now, it's my Amazon Prime, my Canva Pro, for my computer, I have a subscription, and for my P.O. box. So that's that. Moving on to account B. Like I said, this is my second direct deposit account that I have my paycheck split up into. And this is a checking and savings account with this bank. NCL, those are my initials. So this is my special project checking and saving account, my personal special project accounts. That's that. Account C is my monthly fixed expenses. So that are my obligated monthly bills that do not change. I know how much those bills are going to be every month. So I pay those bills out of this checking account, and the cushion savings account for my monthly expenses are here as well. And this is where that $1,500 that I'm going to save for the 1 month ahead, it will be saved in this savings account. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in my 2025 financial goals video, which should have been posted before this, I discuss what my 2025 financial goals are, and one of those goals are to save $1,500 in my 1 month ahead account. Account D has a checking and savings account with this bank, and this is my long-term savings. The checking is for projects that I have not related to my personal budgeting. So transfers are held with that. And then for my long-term personal savings is housed in the savings account. Account E is this is my personal sinking funds checking and savings account. So my everyday spending for my spend, my dine out, my self-care, and things like that are housed in my everyday wallet. This is where I house that money. Like once I finish stuffing those sinking fund envelopes, I deposit the money in this checking account, and then my personal savings is also housed here as a cushion for my sinking funds. Account F is just a checking account. I thought I wrote checking, but I can fill it in now. This is my travel account for all expenses. So that's lodging, that's the hotels or Airbnb, transportation, whether it's airfare, train, bus, the excursions while on that trip, when I'm dining out, and tips, etc. All of those funds are housed in this checking account. Account G is another special project account. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Account H is a miscellaneous account. And this account is where I do my loose change, because again, I am a every dollar budgeter. So the loose change that I acquire at the end of my weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly reconciliations, I transfer into this account. Account I is my mother's account. I have a joint account with my mother because she is infamous for having me doing a lot of her business, and I don't mind. I mean, I've been doing it for forever, so that's all this account is for. It's her money, and she tells me what she wants to do when she has me do the things that she needs me to do. Account J is it's active, but right now it doesn't have. It has a designated goal to it, or category. I'm just not disclosing it yet. Once I implement that into my channel, I will discuss it. But I will say that it has one checking account, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 savings accounts. Because you can have, with this particular bank, you can have up to 25 accounts. And at one time, I was using these accounts for my savings. Was it my sinking funds or my savings challenges? I think this is when I was the Delicate Hand Budgets, when my channel was named the Delicate Hand Budgets. But there's no minimum requirement on these, so that's why right now they're active. There's something in it, but I'm not actively putting in anything right now. So that is all of my accounts that I use. I will say this: none of these accounts have a minimum balance requirement. That's one of the reasons why I've chose these banks. I don't get into if I have to pay to use you or pay additional funds other than what I'm just normally going to deposit in, then that account and that bank is more than likely not for me. So so none of these accounts require a minimum balance, which I highly recommend if someone is looking for a bank. Oh, and let me put my disclaimer: I am not giving financial advice. This is how I operate. This is how I move when deciding how to choose banks and things like that. Sorry for moving of the squeaky desk. Second, I will say, like I stated in the beginning, all of these accounts didn't get open at the same time. This was a gradual thing. Some happened once I relocated. I needed to have physical banks where I'm currently living. Some banks are still, the physical brick and mortar banks are still where I used to reside. And I just have a great banking relationship with them. So I decided to keep them. Because it's nice to have a long-standing history with a particular bank in the event you might want to get a loan with them for a house, a vehicle, or whatever the case may be. And some of the accounts had rewards. So like this one, I'll say account B. I opened this one because they were offering a promotion if you opened a checking account, and these were open together. Once you open a checking, you get the savings, and you maintain X amount of money. I forget how much it was at the time. And you maintain that balance for 90 days after opening, they would give you $300 in the checking account and $300 in the savings account. That's free money. So that was a no-brainer for me. I immediately opened that up, and that's why I had my paycheck split into direct deposit. So the money just automatically went in there. I can meet the requirements and then get my $300, or which is a total of $600 for both accounts. So that's that. So that's the end of this video. But I will say this, at minimum, I think you should have an account to do your bill paying, an account to do your personal spending, and an account for your short and long-term savings, right? And then a possible fourth account for the unexpected / emergency funds. If you have those 4 accounts, and they can all be at the same bank, you don't have to spread them out across different financial institutions. But if you have those 4 basic accounts, I think you'll do good with tracking your funds and money management and things like that. What else I wanted to say? Out of these 10 banks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them have physical branches that I can go to if I choose. And the other, 8 are physical, and the other 2 are just online banking. I like the option of being able to walk into a branch if I need to speak to someone in person and I need more clarity on a situation. I will roll up on a bank and make inquiry about my funds immediately. So I like that. And as time is changing and technology and changing, and the banking institution and how they run are changing, more and more banks are closing. So, you have to deal with that reality. So that's why I also have 2 non-physical accounts as well. So that is that. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope this gave you some insight and was helpful to possibly how you can structure your existing accounts or some new accounts that you may want to open in the future. Next, maybe not the next video that will be uploaded, but a video that will be coming up fairly shortly, I will be discussing how I utilize my various credit cards, because I say all the time that I'm an avid credit card user. But until next time, I hope you have an amazing day. But until then, you know what to do. Continue budgeting. Later.